Today I'm going to be answering your FIFO related questions from previous videos that I've made related to FIFO. I haven't really had the time to answer any of these comments in the actual comment section, so I'd rather just do this as a video. If you'd like for me to answer any of your questions in the future, please leave a comment down below and I'll hopefully get back to you in a video like this in the near future. Without further ado, let's get into the actual questions, I guess. MP3108 asks, thank you so much, dude, for such an informative video. I'm also planning to do this job. Can you clear one doubt? We work for 2 weeks and 2 weeks rest. So do we get paid for the 2 weeks rest also? Short answer, no, we don't get paid. Do you get paid for your weekends when you work a 9 to 5? No, you don't. Sad Boy D wrote, hey man, I'm looking to get into FIFO. I'm fresh out of high school, looking to get good paying job just to lay the foundation for my future because I don't really have a plan for the next few years. Would you recommend looking at recruitment agencies to possibly get a FIFO job? What would you recommend having before applying? Okay, so great idea to actually start FIFO young. I wish I actually started this fresh out of my actual A grade or out of my time as an apprentice, but I didn't have the balls to do it. But you know, it is what it is. I'm still young, I'm still in my 20s. Would I look at recruitment agencies to get a job? Yes, I would. If you've got no experience in FIFO, you don't have any connections in the FIFO industry, probably the most likely way of you getting a job is through some sort of agency. And also you wrote, what would you recommend having before applying? Honestly, depends. I don't know what type of position you're applying for. Assuming you're just young and you've got no trade qualifications, if I was you, I'd look for a trade assistant role. I would look at a Seek job ad, kind of looking at what they would need for you to even get on the site, like whether it be just a white card, maybe like a working at heights card, you know, confined space card. Maybe they just want some general experience, some references and stuff like that, I guess. Saw Milo wrote, it's like working in Ireland. I work with a lot of Irish and English people, so they've told me that it is similar work. But yeah, there you go. Cruz Machiavelli wrote, mate, this is better than being stuck in an office between 4 walls and not being outdoors for the past 20 years, which is what I'm doing. I would like to do FIFO in a heartbeat. In place of what I'm doing now, I'm tired of this shit I am doing and I've lost the passion for what I do. At least you get to travel, change the scenery. In my case, it's the same shit every year stuck in the office, mate. First of all, you are right. I do get the opportunity to travel. That is a big thing why I personally switched from working in the city. I still think I will get out of the FIFO industry within the next 18 months completely. But it has been a good change of scenery and I do appreciate your comment. I don't know what your position is in relation to what you do for work, but I'm assuming you work at office, so I don't really know what to offer you for information. Christian Drina wrote, hey mate, it's my first time looking into FIFO. 20 years in the electrical industry, utilities, which is Ausgrid, New South Wales, have all the qualifications with high voltage switching. If there's any tips you can give me, let me know, please. Thank you, CD. Okay, CD, if you've got 20 years of electrical experience, probably I should be asking you for advice. Honestly, bro, if I was you, if you're a guy that's in a trades position that you've worked for more than 5-10 years, your actual skill set is already there to work in FIFO. It's more or less, can you mentally handle, or are you in a emotional and mental state to just leave your current life wherever you reside? For example, if you've got young kids, I wouldn't recommend doing FIFO. You're going to be away from your family. If you've got a relationship with a partner that, I don't know, your missus, you're in a rocky position as it is, like I would not be recommending doing that. In regards to qualifications, bro, you already got all the qualifications you need. As an electrician looking into getting into FIFO, really the 3 main things you need just to get onto pretty much any other major site would be your white card, your actual trade qualification, that is related to the state you're working in. You can always apply for mutual recognition, and a CPR LVR course, which is kind of mandatory these days. When I was apprentice, when I started my electrical journey, I had no clue what a CPR LVR thing was. I still to this day would not really want to see a dead body or a passed out guy and try to give him CPR. I'd probably just cry and run away. So yeah. Luis Velasquez wrote, wow, that's really helpful. Sarcastic voice. Being that not everyone knows someone in the FIFO business. That is true. At the time when I made my first kind of FIFO video, I was kind of fresh to the industry. Ever since then though, I've pretty much gotten majority of these FIFO roles on my own accord. On my resume, I think the main thing that they're looking for is that I've already got FIFO experience, which is very hard to get. I know it's very hard to break into. But once I can see as an employer that this guy, as myself, is willing to just stay out, for weeks upon end in a very depressing situation and still work, that's what they're really looking for. Whether you're good at your job or not, hopefully that answers your question. R. Schmidt 320 wrote, I'm too old for this now at 66, but when I was a teenager, I joined the Navy and served on board submarines. 75 to 105 days under the ocean doing the same thing every day with the same people. And I did it for 20 years. And we made only a fraction of what you are getting paid. Okay, Schmidt, 75 to 100 days underwater. That's, first of all, that's crazy. Me personally, terrified of the water. I think you are right. I am getting paid good. We do get paid good here in this FIFO industry. And I understand as a blessed Australian that I get to earn this money. So yeah, I agree. It was probably harder back in the day for you old boys. Southern wrote, hey Johnny, I'm Kai. I've never done FIFO. Looking to be a trade assistant. My only genuine concern is feeling lonely, but I am willing to put in the hours and hard work I enjoy. How do you mentally keep up? Thank you. Okay, honestly, great question. Probably the main thing about FIFO, the main challenging part is the fact that you're living away from everyone, your friends, your family, every, joyful thing in your life. The real thing I would recommend is, for me, you have to go into the job with a goal. If you're not going into a job with a goal, you're not gonna last. Pretty much every job or FIFO job I've gone into with a specific financial goal that relates to something I want to do, whether it was going on a holiday. Currently, I'm looking to buy a house, so my mindset is I will work at this job until I have enough for a deposit. As long as you got a goal, you can kind of push through it. I'd also recommend, if you watch some of my FIFO videos, I always bring certain things to make my life, I wouldn't say identical to what it is at home, but as similar as possible, and keep the core aspects of my life, the same routine I have at home, as similar as possible to when I'm at working in a donga or a campsite. Like for example, myself, I like to read the Bible and pray every night. I try to do that every night at home, which is much easier, but at work I try to do it. It keeps me grounded. It keeps me appreciating what God's given me this opportunity. J.N. Agoston wrote, dude, thank you so much for this honest and comprehensive review. A breath of fresh air in the sea of FIFO glorifying videos. Now, with the whole glorifying of FIFO, I think it is absolutely out of this world. I think the amount of people that make as if that FIFO is the be-all and end-all to work, it is simply not true. It is extremely depressing, and a lot of your comments is reiterating the fact that you're earning good money. Be appreciative. Of course I'm appreciative, but I'm not going to deny the fact that I am miserable out there. As I've gotten older though, I have kind of, as I say, with the goals and just, my maturity has increased, and I'm not as, I don't want to be pulled back into my youth as much as I wanted, as much as I wanted in the past. For example, I don't really care about traveling as much because I've traveled so much right now. I've experienced a lot of life, and I'm just kind of content to be an old man and settle down. Now, obviously, I'm still in my 20s, but you know what I mean? Hopefully that answered your question, whatever I was going along with that topic. I kind of got lost track there. J. La Rosa wrote, is there any deduction in every salary, like taxes and others? If there is, thank you. I don't know if that's a trick question, but of course there are deductions in your pay, or else we'll be getting paid cash. I don't know if that was just a joke or whatnot. That's the majority of the questions I've been asked. If you've enjoyed this video and have watched this whole thing, I really appreciate that. Please leave a like, a new comment down below, and subscribe. Until next time, Johnny Stakos signing out. Peace.